when one statement sparks a media firestorm. Amid the wave of Korean film releases in the summer of 2025, Omniscient Reader, The Prophet was expected to be a box office hit. Ironically, what made the film go viral wasn't its plot, visual effects, or acting, but rather an offhand comment made by Lee Min-ho and Ahn Hyo Seop about Jisoo, BLACKPINK, who appeared in the film for a mere 5 minutes. "I choose Jisoo. No weapons needed, just hearing her sing gives me strength," Lee Min-ho said during a press conference in Singapore when asked which character he'd want to form an alliance within the movie. Ahn Hyo Seop agreed, choosing the same character, Lee Ji-hae, played by Jisoo. In that moment, Jisoo's name once again took over headlines, but this time, the buzz came with a wave of backlash, sarcasm, and online criticism. Jisoo, an unintentional ace in the film's PR playbook? In Omniscient Reader, The Prophet, Jisoo's screen time is brief, a fleeting cameo near the end of the film, long after the main plot has unfolded. Her character plays no significant role in the storyline, and even her image on the promotional poster is almost unnoticeable, dwarfed by those of other supporting actors. So why would two leading actors, both seasoned stars in their own right, highlight her character in such a prominent moment? Why choose her as their ideal ally based solely on her singing voice? The answer might seem harmless on the surface, but in the context of a film struggling with scathing reviews, a dismal 3.9 out of 10 rating on major platforms, and disappointing box office numbers, it felt less like genuine admiration and more like a desperate ploy to ride on Jisoo's fame. Even star power can't save a flawed script. Omniscient Reader, The Prophet was poised to be a blockbuster, especially with Lee Min-ho, a pillar of the Hallyu wave, and rising star Ahn Hyo Seop at the helm. But audiences were left underwhelmed. Critics slammed the film as chaotic, shallow, and poorly written, while the actors were mocked for wooden performances. Director Kim Byung-woo didn't fare any better, facing accusations of being rude and strategically casting Jisoo for her star power rather than her acting chops. As the film faltered, it seemed Jisoo's name became the production's last resort for media attention. Online commentators weren't buying it. "This film must be a huge flop, they keep bringing up Jisoo at every promo. They chose her not for her acting, but her voice? That's laughable. She's in the movie for 5 minutes and contributes nothing to the plot, yet she's all they talk about." The controversy deepened when director Kim Byung-woo himself admitted, "If someone else played Lee Ji-hae, the audience might not even recognize her character. Since Jisoo is a celebrity, it helps people notice her importance." What was intended as justification only confirmed suspicions. Jisoo was cast for her fame, not her fit for the role. The double-edged sword of idol power. As a top-tier K-pop idol, Jisoo's every move commands massive attention. Her previous acting stint in Snowdrop drew both praise and criticism, but she proved her box office appeal. Now, with a minor role in a film where she barely appears, she's once again the most talked about aspect, a testament to the disproportionate weight a celebrity name can carry. But that weight comes at a cost. While fans celebrate her impact, filmmakers who rely too heavily on idol popularity face backlash when the content doesn't match the hype. In this case, invoking Jisoo's name to boost a failing film seemed like a PR misfire, backfiring instead of boosting interest. Final thoughts: who's using whom? This isn't just about a single controversial comment. It reflects a deeper issue in Korea's entertainment industry, the increasing dependence on idol fame to market films, even when it overshadows storytelling or artistic merit. So the question remains, is Jisoo being strategically exploited by a struggling production team? Or is she, despite minimal screen time, genuinely positioned for a larger role in future installments? Either way, Omniscient Reader, The Prophet has shown one undeniable truth: Jisoo's name alone can outshine 120 minutes of screen time and a full cast of A-list actors. In today's media landscape, sometimes 5 minutes, paired with the right name, is more than enough to steal the spotlight. In an industry where fame is currency, and star power often trumps substance, two of South Korea's biggest actors, Lee Min-ho and Ahn Hyo Seop, are now facing harsh scrutiny for what many netizens are calling a blatant, shameless attempt to ride the coattails of BLACKPINK's Jisoo. The timing, the context, and the language used all point to one unsettling question: have two once top-tier actors fallen so far that they now rely on a 5-minute cameo to generate buzz? The incident that sparked a storm. On July 30th, during a press conference in Singapore for their new film Omniscient Reader, The Prophet, Lee Min-ho and Ahn Hyo Seop were asked a seemingly harmless question: which character in the movie would they want to form an alliance with? Surprisingly, and suspiciously, both actors named Lee Ji-hae, the minor role played by Jisoo, BLACKPINK, who appears for less than 5 minutes in the entire film. Their reasoning? Because her voice gives me strength, Lee Min-ho said, brushing aside plot relevance, character development, or even acting performance. Ahn Hyo Seop agreed wholeheartedly. At first, it seemed like light-hearted banter. But given the film's dismal reception, a harsh 3.9 out of 10 rating from early viewers, and underwhelming box office debut, the narrative quickly changed. Is this fame reaching at its worst? The online backlash was swift and ruthless. Commenters flooded forums and social media accusing the two actors, and the film's entire PR team, of shamelessly exploiting Jisoo's global popularity to cover up the film's obvious shortcomings. Jisoo only appears for 5 minutes and has no impact on the plot, yet they keep bringing her up in every interview. That's not admiration, that's strategy, one user wrote. This is so sad. Lee Min-ho and Ahn Hyo Seop were once respected actors, but now they're clinging to a K-pop idol's name for attention. Is this what hitting rock bottom looks like? Another commented. Fans of Jisoo were also angered. Don't use her name to sell a movie she had nothing to do with. She was barely promoted and given no screen time, and now suddenly she's the face of your marketing? A larger problem in Korean cinema? What makes this situation more uncomfortable is how clearly it reflects a growing trend in the Korean film and TV industry, one where idol fame becomes a shortcut to relevance, even in high-budget projects. While casting a global superstar like Jisoo might seem like a smart move, weaponizing her limited role for press attention borders on disingenuous. Director Kim Byung-woo added fuel to the fire with his own controversial statement: if the role of Lee Ji-hae was played by someone unknown, people might not even remember the character. But with Jisoo, people recognize her. Instead of defending Jisoo's performance, he essentially confirmed she was cast purely for her fame. The sad decline of once Titanic stars? Lee Min-ho was once the uncontested king of Hallyu, from Boys Over Flowers to The King, Eternal Monarch, his name alone guaranteed attention. Ahn Hyo Seop, too, became a household name through hits like Business Proposal and Dr. Romantic 2. But with Omniscient Reader, The Prophet being torn apart by critics and audiences alike, it appears neither star has the pull they once did. And so, instead of letting the work speak for itself, they're turning to Jisoo, a name that trends worldwide even when she breathes, to artificially boost interest. It's not just desperate, it's damaging. Damaging to their legacy, to the film's credibility, and to Jisoo, who's now unfairly caught in a PR mess she never asked for.